Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Last night I watched a video from Black World Order TV, and the title of the video was a question: do the pale Arabs respect our community? And I would venture to say, in most cases, no. But I'm going to explain to you why. I used to work in one of those convenience stores, okay? And with the bulk of my time there, I worked overnight, okay? And, you see a lot of crazy stuff in those stores, in those rough ghetto neighborhoods. You see a lot of crazy shit, okay? You got to understand that most of these Arabs come from conservative societies. Their women, they wear clothing that pretty much covers them up. Even if they don't wear the full veil, they still dress conservatively, okay? Um, their women are not always laughy, jokey, playing all in some man's face, yada, yada, yada. You understand? Um, their children are generally respectful of their parents and grandparents and elders. You understand? So when they come here and they come to the ghetto and they see children talk shit to their parents or treat their parents or grandparents or adults in general in a disrespectful manner, or they see your women always up in a man's face, it could be his face. He could be trying to smash. But he knows that she shouldn't be having all this conversation and back and forth and, you know what I'm saying, all that with him. Because if it was his sister, you understand, or his cousin, you understand, or a female member of his family, he'd probably kicking her ass for being all in some man's face. You see, because, they the word in Arabic for woman, mar'a, is something that is to be respected. You understand what I'm saying? But first of all, she got to respect herself. You see? So if she disrespects herself by being up in some man's, I ain't talking about having sex with him. I'm talking about long before he even gets there. Okay? She's not gonna be all jibby jibby in his face. I'm telling you. If he sees it, he gonna put his foot in her ass. You understand? You know, he's not gonna let uh uh his son disrespect him. Look, like I said, you got to understand the type of societies that most of them come from, okay? And the things that we have allowed, like, I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I didn't grow up in the ghetto either, but I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and we had standards of behavior. You understand? Standards of behavior that, for the most part, now we've just let go. You understand? We don't respect ourselves. You come to these neighborhoods, you work. Look, I used to work in the store. I used to see it. I saw a young couple fight one night. Okay, it was real late, like 3 or 4 in the morning. Hardly anybody out on the street. By Allah, I saw this with my own eyes. They was across the street, a little ways down. They was fighting. A young couple, late teens, early 20s. So I was afraid something might happen to the girl, the young lady. So I called the sheriff. Give the sheriff a description. But in the meantime, they stopped fighting and they started walking. Okay? There's a little distance between them. They walking. They still arguing, but they walking. Okay? They go on down the block, whatever. I forget about it. Okay? So now, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes later, she comes walking back up the block by herself. Okay? Now, she gets up the block. Like I said, they walk down, and for half an hour, 45 minutes later, she comes walking back by herself. Okay. Only thing she's got on is some little spaghetti top. She got on no shorts, no underwear, nothing. So evidently, they went on down the street. The fight continued. He rips her clothes off. I'm sure she didn't take her own clothes off to walk down the street butt ass naked. Okay. Now this is supposed to be his girlfriend. This is supposed to be a female that he cares about. But he done got her down the street. They done fought someone. He done ripped her clothes, and she walking back up the street by herself, butt ass naked, aside from a little spaghetti top. Who does that? But this is the kind of bullshit that happens in these neighborhoods. I remember one night I was working with an older Arab dude, you know, and we was working one night, and there was a young couple out in the parking lot with the car door open having sex. Okay, it was a young white couple, but nonetheless, the neighborhood was crazy. So, you know, they look. Sometimes, you know, if you understand them, I understand why sometimes they look at us in a fucked up way, because we allow anything to go on in our neighborhoods. Like I said, I didn't grow up in a neighborhood like that when I grew up, you understand? But working in that store overnight, I saw a lot of crazy stuff, okay? I saw a lot of it, all right? And, you know, one thing about the nature of men is that, you know, if a woman's gonna let him smash, she's gonna try to smash. Now, he don't want you to smash his sister, but if your sister's gonna open her legs for him, he's gonna smash, okay? That's just how men are, okay? That's just what it is. But, you know, we've allowed our standards of behavior to fall very low, you know, and we get upset because people don't treat us with respect. Every person, look, I treat people as individuals. I try to anyway, because sometimes you can meet people or a group of people, whatever, and you can have bad encounters with them, and sometimes if you're not careful, you can look at the group as being a certain way, okay? We can all fall victim to that, okay? So I try to judge each person by what they present to me, okay? But the reality of the situation is that when these people come here from these conservative countries and they come here and they see how loose we are, you understand? I could understand to a degree why they don't respect us, because a lot of times we not respecting ourselves. Just keep it 100 with you. You understand? If your woman, your sister, your niece, your cousin or whatever is gonna be all up in his face, jibby, laughing and joking and whatever, playing, well, he's a man. He's gonna try to take advantage, but he ain't gonna let you do that to his woman. I'm just keeping it 100. You understand? So, you know, sometimes, you know, we gotta look at ourselves. We have allowed our neighborhoods to get so bad to where we just allow anything. You understand? We allow whatever. So, you know, back when I grew up, we had standards of behavior in the black community, you know, but now things just done fell apart. So, with that being said, I'm gonna end this video. I understand what the point the guy in the video was trying to make, except for the fact that he tried to say, oh, this Islam, this Muslim. Whatever, dude. You don't know Islam, but that's the reason why a lot of times these people look at us the way they do. But it's, you know, a lot of times, you know, we ourselves are doing it. I'm not doing it as an individual, but too many of my people are out here acting a fool in these streets, you know, and people see it. Assalamu alaikum.